Welcome to your Vibe Doctor Vibe check-in, check-up to see where you are in your vibration. How's the best way to know in a specific area or topic in your life where you are vibrationally? Well, take a look at either what you're seeing in your outer world or how you are responding or reacting to it. You know, a lot of times we can be in a very high vibration, but our outer world is not quite reflecting that yet, and that's okay. It's if we, can see it and be like, oh yeah, that's just a past reflection, move on. I'm not having a big overreaction or reacting to this at all. I'm staying in my high vibe. Carry on. You're in a high vibration regardless of whatever's going on outside of you. However, if you are reacting and responding to what's going on and believing in it as your truth, then your vibe needs some work. And we're going to see how to help you overcome that so that you can stay in your high vibration regardless of what's going on outside of you and continue to manifest. So what is the situation? I'll tell you what, I found myself in a situation this weekend. And wow, the fear attacks that came up. The Hierophant. I'll be doing a teaching podcast audio. My goodness gracious. Okay. The Ten of Pentacles flew out with several other cards. I'm going to mention them, but I'm not going to put them on the table yet. The Empress and the Eight of Cups. I'm going to put them back in the deck because I only take one card, and those came flying out. So the Hierophant, the Ten of Pentacles, and Spirit, what is the situation of the day that you wish to speak about? The 3D situation that you wish to speak about. And the Strength card. Wow, yeah. Protecting your Ten of Pentacles from the ego, and you are strong enough to do that right now, okay? The Hierophant talks about, some wise counsel or some wisdom, or it can talk about, tradition or structure, a teacher that you have, or you being the teacher. You have the Ten of Pentacles. It talks about, this is a happy life you're building, and it's a happy vibration of having it all, having it all, enjoying it all, and holding on to your wisdom here. This is a king and a queen of pentacles sitting in this chair together, and they've built something amazing together. And you've got the Strength card that talks about overpowering that fear voice in your head, or as I refer to them, your flying monkeys, and the power to do that. You have the power to do that, and maybe you have done that. So let's look at, give me a clarification card for the Hierophant, please. What is this? Teacher, Nine of Cups. Okay, so a Nine of Cups can talk about, again, overindulging in something and maybe some pessimism. We're going to get into that. We're going to get some clarification on why this is coming out with what this teacher is trying to teach you, or what your inner teacher or your intuition is trying to tell you. There could be an energy of pessimism that's still kind of lurking, that still kind of gets to you a little bit when that fear voice starts talking to you and it's talking very negative. You may be listening to that just a little bit. And it's also talking about, I think mainly this is the message here, that, at one time you used to look outside of yourself for your happiness. And, you used to look at that 3D world, that physical world, for signs of success, for signs of happiness, and you relied on that outer reflection to tell you if you were a success, or to tell you if you could be happy. But now, through your inner teacher, through this Hierophant, you are able to realize that you need to shift your focus on the 5D, or the internal world within, and that's where you find evidence of your success and evidence of your happiness, and that you have learned that you're not relying on outer circumstances and outer people and what's going on out there to be the measuring stick for whether you are a success or whether you get to be happy that day. You are controlling your emotional You are holding the creative control over your emotional state. You are going within. You've dropped resistance. You've entered into that kingdom of heaven within, that 5D. You're going in there and you're playing and you're using visuals and you're creating things that make you feel good and feel happy and successful. And that's what you're focusing on now. You're getting your happiness and your higher elevated moods from your inner world. You're not depending on your outer world to give those to you. So bravo. Like, amazing. Great, amazing job. That is not an easy task to do, and many people struggle with that. Give me the 10 of Pentacles in the upright. Give me, okay, the 7 of Wands. Yeah. Yeah. Feeling like, there's a challenge here with this 10 of Pentacles. Having to stand courageous in what you know, standing true in what you know about you. And this could be a connection that you are building or wanting or having with another person already in the 3D. Sorry, hold on. I've got hair in my face, tickling my face. It's driving me crazy. So you may be, really, a 7 of Wands talks about having to protect your energy, having to really stand in quite a defensive mode to say, you know what, I'm not letting anything touch my 10 of Pentacles. Nothing. I will guard this with my life. I'm working on this. I'm creating this. And what are you guarding it against? That fear voice coming from those mental attacks inside your head, where your fear voice goes and it starts pulling up pains of the past, problems of the past, things that happened, then that hurt you, how this will never, you can't trust, the person that you're with. All of those old stories may have recently came up in your awareness. And there you are sitting here, you've been working in your 5D, in your Dreamtime chair sessions, working on this 10 of Pentacles and doing an amazing job. And then, a challenge comes to say, hey, you've got some old stored pain, and here it is. And it comes in full force to say, are you sure this is the reality you're moving into? Are you sure you don't want to come back over here into the fear and the lie and keep supporting that one, the pain world that you've created? Are you sure? And you're like, no, like, I am standing strong in what I know. I am defending this 10 of Pentacles that I'm creating for myself. Maybe you don't have a person yet, but you've been playing with that in your Dreamtime chair sessions, and you see this happiness. And then, here comes the fear voice. You don't have that. You don't have anybody. You'll never meet anybody. There's no, and on. It antagonizes and bullies and all this stuff. And you're standing there. I see you. I see you not falling for it, but I also see you, like it takes a toll on you to really stay strong and holding to your faith of what you're creating on the inside and what you spoke into that world. You speak it into the kingdom of heaven. You think it into the kingdom of heaven through your words or your visions. It's already there. And I need you to understand that world actually is the real world. We think the 3D is the real world, but the 5D is the real world. You already have that thing. And you are standing in your knowing that you already have that thing, despite what this outer world and what those flying monkeys are talking to you about that world. Despite of that, you are holding strong to your faith. Give me the Strength card in the upright. Give me clarification on the Strength card. The Strength card, when it comes out, it always talks about you've mastered your mind. The 10 of Pentacles and the Fool wanted to fly out behind it. The Knight of Pentacles. So when a Knight comes out, I always think, you're getting carried away with an energy. and may act before you think. But let me sit with this and see. You know, the Knight of Pentacles is not like all the other knights as far as like charging in and making rash decisions. A Knight of Pentacles does take things slower, and it can talk more about, you know, work and effort and responsibility, and someone who is really working on bringing that heaven, that 5D into the 3D. Really diligent, really responsible, really, even though he's a knight, he's a grounded knight, because this is a pentacle card, and it talks about the earth realm, and it talks about building something, bringing something to earth. So I really think that this is talking about you're moving, you're creating it slowly and diligently and responsibly by showing up in your Dreamtime chair sessions, working on this relationship, working on this Ten of Pentacles relationship. This is what I see you working on. I see you working on this Ten of Pentacles. And I also see your energy, usually the clarification, the one in the middle represents you. And I'm going to, as of now, I'm going to declare that the one in the middle on the first row is going to be what you're working on. I like that position. So you're working on this Ten of Pentacles. Your intuition is strong, very strong, which means your inner teacher, you're connected, okay? You're visiting the 5D enough and staying in there enough that your intuition is super strong. And you are strong over here against this voice that wants to take you back into the old pain that you once created and you believed in, the lies. But you are standing strong in the truth, your truth. The truth exists in your 5D. What you're wanting, what you're creating, there's where the truth exists. And anything that happens in your 3D world that you don't like is a lie. It's a lie that you once believed in, a lie that you suffered over, a lie that you have stored pain around, that your subconscious mind, you know, I haven't really I want to have a whole talk about this in one of our teaching podcasts, but, you know, we call them flying monkeys, and I know we talk about them like they're these evil things, and if you want to believe that, you can. It's totally up to you, personal choice. But really, what it is your subconscious mind has like this safeguard to protect its programs. And it's not saying, it doesn't really think about whether they're good programs or bad programs. It just has like this fail-safe mechanism to protect its programs. So you've had a really bad program about relationships and what you can have and can't have within relationships. And these flying monkeys, this fear voice comes to when you start to change, you're going to meet resistance. So you start thinking something different than you always have. By playing in your 5D Dreamtime, you start doing that, you activate that safety mechanism within your subconscious mind to say, whoa, we're not changing. Like, this is our program. So it's to protect the program. Whether good or bad, it's to protect the program. So those flying monkeys come out at you like, no, you're not changing this. You're about to move towards a totally different reality here, and we're here to say, hey, whoa, remember our old one? Remember our old program? And it's kind of like a test to say, you know, are you sure you want to change this? And of course, some things are a no-brainer. It's like, hell yeah, I want to change that. Because that was a horrible reality that I fed into, of being lied to and cheated on and manipulated and taken advantage of. And I believed in all that, and I gave energy and thought to all that. And that's where I held my creative focus. So therefore, that's what manifested in my 3D and has been in my 3D for a very long time. And now that I'm changing it, and I'm not believing in those lies anymore and being treated like that anymore, and it's totally different. I have it all here. I have a man or a woman who adores me, who has my back, who believes in our connection and relationship just as much as I do, and wants to protect that and guard that and respect that and make that a priority as we build our dream world together. Like, that's what I'm building now. And now here comes the echoes of the old reality, the old program. The flying monkeys come out to say, whoa, where's she going? Where's he going? This is against the program. This is totally against what they once totally believed in and gave their creative energy to. This goes against it. So attack. Attack this foreign creation that's about to come into reality. Attack it with everything you have. And so that appears to be what is happening. There's an attack here because you stand here in the Seven of Wands. And I'm going to do another teaching video on when these things happen. When your old programs start to be threatened and the flying monkeys come out to attack you. Then what you can do, because it's painful, y'all. Like, it is full-on mental battlefield, okay? Like, it does not feel good. It is relentless. It just keeps saying these things over and over and over and over to you, bringing up your old beliefs, bringing up your old conversations, bringing up all that in your mind, attacking you. I mean, really tearing you down inside your head. And you can't think, you can't focus, you can't, this is not just one little thought that comes up and you do your little 2-chair method, or you go into your 5D, your 4 steps to enter the 5D kingdom exercise. You can't use those exercises here. They will not work. You are under mental attack. So I'm going to give you, straight after this, I'm going to give you an exercise. I'm going to probably have a collection of exercises you can do while under mental attack. And all mental attack means is you are creating something. This is good news, even though it feels horrible. It's good news because you are creating something that goes against what you have created and believed in the past. You're changing it. You're changing your whole world within this topic. So you're changing your whole world around relationships. And so that old world sends the flying monkeys to say, hey, you better go do something because they're about to shift this, and this is what we're here for. We're here to make sure this is what they want to shift. And I know when you're in the middle of it and you're being attacked by all that, it's very easy to have that mentality of this is evil, and that's all you can say about that. And that's your choice if you want to believe it's evil. But for me, I want to hold a higher perspective because I don't want to believe in evil, because I know whatever you believe in gets access to your world. And I don't want evil, my definition of evil, to have access to my world. So I'm going to choose to not see it as evil, but as a fail-safe program set up to make sure that, whatever world you built stays, but you're changing it, and this is what happens. So, Spirit, I just want to say, I think your vibration is pretty, in a good space, but we're going to look at Path A and Path B. Path A, if they change nothing, they keep going, what's the outcome of where they are? 7 of Cups. Path A, 5 of Cups in reverse, and 4 of Swords. Perfect. I don't know how much better it could get than that. You're leaving it. You succeed. Okay. You're, even if you're still feel like you're under attack right now, you can just relax. Okay. You don't even have to. Hopefully I've given you enough perspective about the flying monkeys and the attack that you're under to understand that they're just making sure that this is your new truth, that this is the new truth that you want. And of course it is. And I'm going to go ahead and give you a statement to say, if you are in this space, okay, and this will shift your vibration, and it will end you having to stand in defense mode, all right? And it feels all that energy, you're facing these emotions, all this pain. First, what I want you to do is just relax into it and allow it to come. Like, not so much the words, but the energy. Go ahead and feel the emotion in what they're saying. See if it hurts at all. A lot of times the pain we feel is just like from the fear. It's like we're afraid that this is going to happen, if we start, entertaining it. So just go ahead and relax. You don't have to, there's nothing to fear but fear itself. So you can let the fear go. It's okay. You're okay. You're safe. And then I want you to know that you're under attack, if we want to use those words. You're under attack of an old program. Okay? And I want you to repeat to yourself, I stand in the power of the truth. Imagine, and the Four Swords came out, which clarified what I was wanting to tell you. Imagine that you're holding a sword in your hand, the sword of truth in your hand, and this sword, those words, those old program words that are coming at you, all the details it's pointing out, and they did this and they'll do that and da-da-da-da-da. As it's coming at you, see all those words being parted. That sword is in midline. It's running, you're holding it in front of your face, vertical, and it's slicing those words as it's coming at you, so it cannot hit your mind. It cannot hit your creative space. It cannot touch you. It's just splitting off into each side to be transmuted from pain to power. Okay? And you may have to, those words are relentless, I'm telling you. And if you're feeling under attack right now, to stop the attack, I stand in the power of the truth. I stand in the power of the truth. You just keep saying that over and over and over to yourself. And if you want to, bring your awareness out of your mental space and into your physical space by looking at your hands. Look at your hands and see, almost go ahead and make a hand position like you're holding a sword, and see that sword in front of you. I stand in the power of my truth. I stand in the power of my truth. If you're at work, if you're in public, and you can't actually say this out loud and hold your sword in your hand, your imaginary sword in your hand, imagine you doing this and saying this inside your head. It works just as well. I stand in the power of my truth. I rest in the power of my truth. I'm protected by the power of my truth. And it will stop it. I'm telling you, it will shut it down. It will shut down that old program and the dialogue and the reminders and the memories and the details and the drama that it's trying to create. It will shut it down. It's very powerful. Very, very powerful. The word truth is extremely powerful. Even with you, still kind of in defense mode, you see that, the Seven of Cups to me is saying, I know what's true and what's not. The Seven of Cups can be, you're going into that dream world and playing with different thoughts and different memories. And some of those things in those cups are from an old past program, and some are from your new program, and you're sorting through it, and you know the truth. You know what you want. And what is the truth? It's what you want, what you're creating. That's your truth. In your 5D, that is your truth. So when you say, I stand in the power of my truth, that's what you're saying, this is my new truth, and I stand in the power of it. I will only see this in my 3D. Anything else that comes at me, I will not give any power or attention to, because I stand in the power of my truth. This has to correct. This will be corrected in the power of my truth. This poor, pitiful program, abusive, betraying program, I stand in the power of my truth. It will cut through that, destroy it, and transmute it into my Ten of Pentacles. You get the Five of Cups in the reverse. You're letting go. You're leaving behind this loss. And you're not focusing on the lies that are poured out in front of you. You're focusing on the truth in those two cups in front of you. Four of Swords. This is when I told one of my clients about this exercise of surrender and holding on to the truth. This is the card she said she could see in her head. And it's perfect. You can see yourself if you are doing the 2-chair method, or you are doing the 4 steps to enter the kingdom exercise. If you're laying down, if you want to lay down, you see yourself laying down and you're holding that sword in front of you. And the truth is all around you. And you're resting in the truth. She's got 4 swords around her. She's resting. The truth is protecting her. And she is resting in the truth. Let's see if you if you are able to stand in the power of your truth, which will raise your vibe to the highest possible level in this situation. I'm sorry that you are have been in this and have been challenged by an old program. 6 of Swords, you're moving forward. This is a positive moving forward. This is moving on. This is discovery. This is exploring. This is you going straight back into your 5D and playing the Creator in the reverse. Oh, I'm getting a verse. Oh my gosh, what is it? No power or principality can... I'm going to have to look it up. There is no power on earth that can touch you. You are so protected. And I know this is in a reverse position, but I think the reverse is saying you let go of thinking that any of that is real, or any of that can actually touch you, or any of that can have any power against you, because you are so powerful and you know the secret and you know how to get there. And you know why all this is happening, because you show up to these videos and you find out. And you hold this higher perspective. I'm going to have to look it up, and I will. Give me one more card on the outcome, potential outcome, if they hold the highest vibe possible, which is 2 of Wands. This has been coming out over and over and over. Planning. Go ahead, go back to your planning. You like, oh man, that storm's over. Let me go back to my dream world where I see my 10 of Pentacles. Let me go back in there and let me pick up my wands and start creating again. Let me pick up my magic wand. I not only have 1 in my hand, I have 2. And let me start drawing and creating and planning and seeing what I want, and thinking more long term, and seeing my me and my mate, my powerful partner that I have, that I'm going to give you something that I wrote this weekend, actually. And this is what I want in my world. This is my new truth. This is what I'm creating in my 5D world for my 10 of Pentacles with my divine partner. We are a impenetrable unit. We protect what we are building together from any and all outside threats. We are loyal to each other. Loyal partners who have the greatest unconditional love and respect for one another. This is what's true for us. In our world, we are king and queen, yin and yang, creating our heaven together. We have each other's backs and best interest in mind, always. So we are divine partners forevermore. And then under that I wrote, partnership victim no more. So this is my new program about the type of relationship that I have now. Not that I will have. I have this now because I see it in my 5D imagination world. I speak it, I think it, I focus on it, I have it. As soon as I wrote this, it entered that world and became real. I have this now. And that is where I will focus. No matter what happens in my 3D, to say otherwise, that is where I will focus. That is a lie, and I know it. And if I get attacked, a mental attack by the program, it's the old program itself, trying to get me to go back to that, I will stand strong. I will stand in the power of my truth. And I will then go back and go play again in my world where I'm creating a 10 of Pentacles, where we have it all together, and we built it together, and we protect it together. And if you want this for yourself, if reading is resonating for you, and this is the kind of powerful partnership that you would like to have, you got to ask yourself, am I doing this? I need to be doing this now. If I'm wanting my partner to do this, I need to be holding up my end of the bargain. If there's anything in my world that I need to change, where maybe, there is a little outside threat that I've not shut the door on, I need to shut that door. We need to tighten ship here. Like, we need to close all the windows, lock all the doors. This is our world that we're building together. And the powers and principalities, I've got to find the verse. Hold on. For I am persuaded, this is in Romans 8, verses 38 and 39. For I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of God which is in Christ Jesus our Lord. I'm going to give you a little Neville Goddard interpretation of this verse. Neville Goddard calls Jesus our imagination. That's the power that we were given, the gift we were given by God to create, to play here in this realm. Separate us from the love of God. The love of God is that void space, is that 5D, is that unconditional timeless space, is within our imagination. We can feel it anytime we're never separated from it. It's always there. We can enter that kingdom of heaven at any time we want, and nothing can separate us from it. Not anything an old program says, not anything that something comes up in the physical world says. Nothing. The verse says nothing can separate us from our kingdom of heaven within, from the love of God. That is the love of God. It is an unconditional love space where all things are possible. Nothing shall be able to separate us from the love of God, which is in Christ Jesus our Lord, which is in our imagination. Nothing can separate us from the love of God, our kingdom of heaven within, which is in Christ Jesus our Lord, within our imagination. Do you get that? Nothing. And that's what this creator in the reverse thing is saying. You get that. Oh my gosh. That penetrates every fiber of your being. Nothing can stop you from being in your kingdom of heaven and creating what you want and having it realized in your 3D. Nothing can. Because you've been given the gift of imagination, or the gift of Jesus. Boom. I get excited. What's the spiritual what is the spiritual advice? I think I just gave it to you. The Two of Pentacles in the reverse. You don't do all this by yourself. I think the Two of Pentacles in the reverse talks about feeling like you're having to juggle things. Oh, let's see. warns that you're overcommitted and at times struggling to maintain your overload. I'm just looking at some of the definitions of the Two of Pentacles in reversed. Trying to juggle. Yeah, that's usually how I interpret it. Trying to juggle too many things. So spiritual advice here is, yes, you are creating. You are a creating machine. And yes, something tried to keep you from the kingdom of heaven and tried to get you to go back into an old program. And it felt like a horrible feeling and a horrible mental attack. But you, if you're in it now, you're going to stand strong in the power of your truth. I stand strong in the power of my creations. I stand strong in the power of the truth. Use the word truth. Hold your sword in front of you. That's going to fall away. Okay, you've been given the sword of truth. It's in your hand. Use it. And that mental attack will stop. It will fall dead. And which means it'll leave you alone and you can go on about your day, thank God. And then you can go back into, your 5D, start creating, start playing, start seeing your 10 of Pentacles with the man or woman of your dreams, literally. And this is saying, just rest for a minute, okay? Don't try to juggle too much. That's your spiritual advice here. Rest in the truth. You can go play, but just rest in the truth. Don't try to overdo it. Don't try to juggle too many things. What's the spiritual key? I know this reading is going long. I'm sorry. What's the spiritual key? Oops. That one to come out, but I'm going to... Okay, tell me the spiritual key, please. Thank you, Spirit, so much for an amazingly powerful reading. The Seven of Pentacles, yeah, same idea. They're kind of moving away from whatever just happened that threatened, that tried to threaten your creation. Your creation is coming. Like, it's coming. And usually that's when those flying monkeys turn up the heat. When the fail-safe of the old program that you have been in forever turns up the heat and says, come back here. Okay, come back here and play in what you created a long time ago. And so look at that as a positive thing. So they're kind of moving away from that, all right? And they're saying, all right, now breathe. Breathe for a minute. And we know you've got a lot that you're working on, that you're wanting to do, that you're creating. One step at a time, one day at a time. You don't make this pressure filled. Don't make this hard. Don't make this unenjoyable, because, that could be an old tendency to juggle too many things, to get overwhelmed. It's saying, step back. Look at your goals, your potential, your success, what you've already created. Just revel in that. Like, take a breath. And I know if you're like me, you just want to run. Like, I get this energy in me, and I just want to run. And I don't want to run about one thing. I want to run towards like 17 things all at one time. And if that's your tendency too, this spiritual advice is to one thing. Just today, and it's going to be a difficult challenge for you. Today, work on one thing. You don't have to conquer and build your empire all in one day. One thing today. One thing, do it well. And yes, that will probably lead to the next thing. Do it well. Let it unfold naturally. Okay? Just relax and let it unfold naturally. I hope this has helped you. And I will see you on the next one.